Jefferson County Court Law number 2 is back in session. Case is back in session. We open to the public. And calls number 23 CCCR 1710. And Ms. McCray, the state is offering that you serve 20 days in Jefferson County Jail. You receive credit for 14 days that you've already served. The court cost in this case of $277 will be waived pursuant to Article 42.15 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure because the court has found that you are indigent. Ms. McCray, and the state will be dismissing cause number 23 CCCR 1712. This case will also run concurrent with cause number 23 CCCR 1716. Ms. McCray, do you understand the state's offer? Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just? And do you accept the state's offer? Ms. McCray, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Ms. McCray will move on to your next case. And your next case is cause number 23 CCCR 1716. And I have before me a document that is titled information sheet. This information sheet was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information sheet, it alleges that you, Ebony Lakeisha Richardson, on or about June 22nd of 2023, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of criminal trespass. Ms. Richardson, do you understand what you have been charged with? And to this charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, and no contest. Now, let's do this here. I'm gonna do AKA. You're also known as Ebony Lakeisha Richardson. Okay, so now I said Ebony McCray, you're also known as Ebony Lakeisha Richardson, is that correct? Mm-hmm. All right. Now, Ms. Richardson, I also have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishment. And I just wrote your name, your second name in here, Ebony, AKA Ebony Lakeisha Richardson. It's also Ebony McCray. Ms. McCray or Ms. Richardson? Yes. Do you recognize this document? On page 2 of the same document, there's a set of initials. Now you initiated as Ebony, Ebony McCray on this document. Mm-hmm. And is that are these your initials? Mm-hmm. On page 3 of this same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled defendant. Is this your signature? Yes. And on the next document, there's titled trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal. Do you recognize this document? Yes. And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant? At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand this statement? Second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement? I also have, you have to speak up. I also have before me a document that is titled Discovery Certification. You recognize this document? Okay. And is this your signature on the line? It's titled defendant. Okay. Now, Ms. Richardson, in cause number 23 CCCR 1716, did your attorney go over these documents before you signed and initialed them? Yes. And did you read and understand everything that she went over? Yes. And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? State, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1. State, would you like to offer State's Exhibit number 1 in evidence?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections?
No.
No objection. State's Exhibit number 1 will be admitted. And Ms. Provo, you advising counsel, Ms. McCray or Ms. Richardson, in this case as well, is there any evidence that she is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
And Ms. Richardson, your attorney, Ms. Provo, has advised and counseled you in this case. Are you satisfied with her services?
Yes, sir.
Has she provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Richardson, I will accept your plea. Okay, she got 20 in this one. I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial, and I will also find that your plea waivers were freely and voluntarily given. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
For pleading guilty in the contest, the state has offered 20 days time served on this case for both sex and retired.
Let me ask you a question. How would she have 20 days on the case that was filed? No, it was filed before this case. Okay, I see the difference. That's what happened. But this was filed in June and the other one's filed in July. Okay. Okay, so now Ms. McCray, do you understand the state's offer? State is offering that you serve 20 days, you get credit for time served on that, which means you won't have to serve any more time in the Jefferson County Jail. And the court costs in this case will be taxed and retired. Now, do you understand that offer?
Yes, sir.
Do you think that the state's offer is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the offer?
Yes, sir.
Ms. McCray, this case will also run concurrent with cause number 23CCCR 1710, and the state will be dismissing cause number 23CCCR 1712. Now, Ms. McCray, do you fully understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. This will conclude these cases. Ms. McCray, you're gonna stand next to the bailiff, follow her directions. Once you finish following her directions, you can follow the bailiff, and you have a blessed day. Thank you. Jefferson County Court Law number 2 is back in session, reported in session in cause number 23 CCCRO 2020. Case and style of State of Texas versus Ryan Christian Player.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Player, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Player, would you please raise your right hand? Your hand. Mr. Player, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Player, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Player?
I'm good, thank you.
That's good. Mr. Player, you were represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney Marvin Provo. Attorney Provo, do you waive a record in Mr. Player's case?
Yes, we do, Your Honor.
Mr. Player, I have before me a document that is titled Information Sheet. This information sheet was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information sheet, Mr. Player, it alleges that you, Ryan Christian Player, on or about September 2nd of 2023, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of theft. Mr. Player, do you understand what you have been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, Mr. Player, how do you plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
Now, you pleaded no contest freely and voluntarily,
Yes, sir.
and are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Player, I also have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of the same document, there are a set of initials on a line next to a box that's checked no contender, which means no contest. The initials are RP. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 3 of the same document, there is a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Mr. Player, is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
On the next document that's titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant? At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes, sir.
The second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes, sir.
I also have another document that's titled Discovery Certification. You recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant? Mr. Player, before you signed and initialed these documents, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, you did.
And did you read and understand everything that she went over?
Yes.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Player, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, I am.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1. State, would you like to offer State's Exhibit number 1 in evidence?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
No objection. State's Exhibit number 1 will be admitted into evidence. The court will also take judicial notice of the court's file. Ms. Provo, you've advised and counseled Mr. Player. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No.
Mr. Player, your attorney, Ms. Provo, has advised and counseled you. I need his affidavit. Ms. Provo has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, I am.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes.
Has she provided full, effective, and competent
Yes,
legal
sir.
representation?
Yes.
Mr. Player, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
What is that agreement?
In exchange for the plea of no contest, the state's offering 20 days jail with credit for 7 days plus court costs.
Okay. What is this court cost?
To submit that.
Mr. Player, the state is offering that you serve 20 days in the Jefferson County Jail. You will receive credit for the 7 days that you have already served in jail.
Yes, sir.
The court cost in this case is $200 and $77. Will you be able to pay the $277 court cost?
No, that's right.
Okay, just hold on a minute. Mr. Blair. Okay, thanks. Mr. Blair, I have before me a document that is titled Affidavit of Indigence. Mr. Blair, do you recognize this document? On page 2 of this same document, Mr. Blair, is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Blair, is everything in this document true and correct concerning your financial
Yes, sir.
information? Okay, Mr. Blair, I will find rather that you are indigent, and based on the finding of indigency, the court costs in this case will be waived pursuant to Article 42.15 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure. Now, that simply means that you will not be required to pay $277 court costs. All right? Mr. Blair, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
And do you think the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Blair, I follow the bargaining agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Blair, this will conclude your case. You're going to stand next to our bailiff, follow her directions. Once you finish following her directions, you're free to follow the bailiff, and you have a blessed day. And this will conclude the calling of the court's jail review docket on today's date, March 14th, 2024, in County Court at Law Number 2 of Jefferson County, Texas. Judge Terrence Holmes presiding. You are excused.